Welcome to your magical moon message. I know it looks like I'm higher than the. I know it looks like I'm high AF, but yeah. Welcome to your magical moon. I was just looking at it right now, like, oh shit, this is Moon in Aries, which is red like mine, but like yeah, Moon in Aries, Sun in Leo. This is one of the most lit, if not the littiest transit we're having. Ninth house of Ascension as we come into the end of the harvest. We have the full moon, then we have the king kunks, then we have the closing trine. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Full moon completion, king kunks transformation, closing king kunks, and then closing trine ascension. What are we ascending? Well, based on the new moon seeds of courage and passion that we have bestowed energetically in Leo and completed in Aquarius, this is now ascending the understanding of who you are and your identity so that it can further boost with Jupiter and charge coming down through the final passionate 20 to 29 degree transit of Leo into Virgo, where we have that new moon in the beginning of Virgo. This is a hyper accelerated experience that is getting ready to fundamentally change the way you do everything in your life. All right? Don't get so perturbed by weak, insecure individuals who have to project their misgrievances to you because that's the only way they can cope. Treat them like remedial students or the children that they are. Children are allowed to develop at their own pace, even if they're overgrown children. And what's also important is that you're understanding who you are in context and literally in light, all right, in light, Moon Aries and Sun Leo, of all this evolution and massive growth that you've had over the past 2 years. This is getting ready with Mercury and Virgo to analyze the past 2 years, giving you a very profound, quintessential breakthrough in the actions you're taking to integrate 2.5 years worth of personal self-discovery and synthesizing all the bullshit, all the information you've come into or was given to you, and how you actually personify and play out through this collective lesson, turmoil, struggle, breakthrough, awakening. Okay? The reason why this is super lit is the Ascension ninth house nature of what you're activating or manifesting or really ascending into is not only putting the light of your identity with the sun in Leo with your heart to really see into the highest nature of yourself. You're going to understand yourself during this transit in the highest light. This is like you becoming your super self. That ninth house element is activating the ascension of the philosophy that you will learn about yourself. And these are based on the individual actions that perform this. Now, 2 weeks ago, when we finished the activation of the moon was in Libra. So we had the new moon in Leo, and we expressed socially the attitude of what this courage looks like, sounds like. The on stage, the new moon in Leo is this swagger and courage of passionate expression. You're really coming from the heart. So Libra polished that. How do I express that socially? What's my message, right? And so 2 weeks of activating that has now completed in ascending your persona based off of the actions you already took socially. Now you're seeing this highest state of yourself. And this is so important because the actions you take are going to manifest Moon in Taurus, where you're coming into a practical, effect-based, tangible evidence of who you are is worth. Great financial breakthroughs over the next 4 days, and a real solid base understanding of what platform you have built in order to manifest and harvest once we step into Virgo season. This is huge. We're coming into a major twist socially. And the most important part about this transit is you're ascending your understanding of yourself, especially against all the bullshit and the insecurities being projected at you, which during this revolution of the individual, you are accepting more than ever how controversial you are just for existing. And as many people that do support you, there are going to be people who have challenges that you even exist and that you express the ideas that you do. None of this is good or bad. All of this is a part of what you are co-creating with the universe in order to live your destiny and express what you're supposed to do, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. This is also war, okay? I had to say all this stuff just so we can get the mathematics of it, just to say it on a foundational level. Now let's get into what this really is. Jupiter's in Aries. So this is soul evolution that is not going to be comfortable because you're having to accept very powerful aspects of yourself in the context of real social situations, opposite Saturn, where like you don't get a part two. Like you're having to break through uncomfortable demonstrations of how powerfully you believe in yourself in the face of those who feel like you shouldn't have that outlet, who feel like your expression isn't right to have, or who might strengthen this expression by completing it with whatever knowledge they have. Either way, it's breakthrough. And so given the dramatic, passionate, fiery nature of this is going to reveal in light everything that happened in the dark of Moon in Pisces. This is going to bring surprise twists that will really express how much courage you have in the expression of who you truly are. And if whether you are more focused on results and how things look due to image or the process and principle of things in alignment with integrity. With this light, okay, this is going to expose a lot of dark, demonic, evil nature in the essence of things, experiences that you might peruse or be a part of. And so see it for what it is and respond accordingly. Don't necessarily pussyfoot or play games or dance with whatever devils. Call it out, expose it, and deal with it the way it's meant to be dealt with. Because moving forward, especially with the Chiron and Jupiter aspect, once we hit that square to Pluto, this is moving forward with extreme hyperactivity. Jupiter is expanding and hyper accelerating with this passionate trine, the quality of how quickly things are going to be happening based on actions you're taking that are manifesting in Taurus. With Uranus super unconventionally, the breeze in Gemini will carry this forward, and then we're going to go into Cancer and have the balsamic phase before the new moon in Virgo. So this is a total reworking of how you even understand who you are because of actions that you're taking that will ascend your understanding of how much more powerful you are, given the challenges you've gone through with this new moon cycle alone to activate this nature of courage, energy, and also power. The psychological nature of deception expressed in an effort to make others feel better may feel uncomfortable to go through, but also empowering because you'll see it for what it is. In that certain forces may have to lean on desperate measures and attempts just to influence your psychology. If one can convince you that you feel a certain way even though you don't, then it in their own minds and worlds can justify the actions they're doing even if they have no integrity in them. And given the power of, the soul power activating through this transit, this is going to have you break through and expose a lot of conflicts within yourself and with others that have been issues for a while. You're just going to boom, break through. In this light of this trine, this is also going to brighten the way forward. And please keep in mind that Moon in Taurus is going to be a huge financial breakthrough for a lot of people. So the actions you're taking now, tied into how you see yourself and how you courageously express that, will have a lot to do with you breaking through. And now let's talk about superpowers, because given the expansive quality of Jupiter here, the strengthening and sustenance of Saturn opposite the Sun in Leo is strengthening the energy harnessed with its square to Uranus so that you can handle this nature of extra energy. Now that the moon is in Aries, this is you understanding how to feel about yourself and the actions you will take to activate your power and your understanding of this to the next level. In that, you're going to actually see the supernatural effects of what you're doing. The pipeline from Moon in Aries over the next 2 weeks that goes into the new moon in Virgo is the hyper accelerated conditioning of your mind, body, and soul to now hyper manifest and produce real physical tangible results of supernaturally induced actions, techniques, thoughts that in this new and ascended understanding of yourself will have you approach everything you've ever done in your life from this higher place. And so the effects they produce are of a higher ascended quality. There's pre-moon in Taurus, and then there's post-moon in Taurus. Pre-moon in Taurus, you're coming out the fog of Pisces, and with the Mercury and Virgo, you're having to deal with this unprecedented inner doubt and external doubt because you're dealing with concepts that have not yet been explored or officially, been accepted by mainstream science. So that square to Pluto is you breaking through for the last time this doubt in the supernatural potential of your divinity, because you still don't know what it looks like. For a lot of you, this is still just an abstract concept. Then there's this square we have at the end of this transit, and then post-moon in Taurus, where now you know what it looks like. Now it's real. Now you've broken through a whole lot of what was seen as maybe pseudoscience or weird that can't be now because you're holding it in your hands. You've broken through and manifested this. And now post-Taurus, it's you eagerly awaiting how you're going to now fundamentally take what you've produced to change through Virgo season everything. And then that's the journey from Virgo to Pisces. And I think the best part of this transit is more evidence and manifestation of this counterattack. Feeling more into the power of your own courage of self and feeling more into the victory that you have gained up to this point and everything to be grateful and powerful for. This is going to be huge blowback. Many of you will really take in stock how, especially collectively, the collective influences and voices that have sought to undermine you, that have sought to spread deception and lies, you're seeing them fail. You're seeing examples of people who, talked the big game 2 years ago or a year ago, flounder, be exposed, be shown for who they are. You're like all of this, the wheats are being shown as the wheats, the tares are being shown as the tares. And this is going to be not only a major understanding of where you fall into this or rise into this, but Jupiter is evolving this understanding to the next level. So this boost is going to carry you forward into the new moon. What are you going to do with this boost? Because it is possible with that square to Pluto to come into this boost and then fall back into old habitual patterns and an old understanding of yourself that doesn't respect how much you've evolved. All right, old voices and old people bringing up past experiences so that they can feel more comfortable feeling better than you, versus this boost into a new understanding of who you've always been that will have you break through that old narrative and completely change the game for you. And all that begins now. Okay, so forget what any idiot has to say about your courage and growth. Stupid people think you're crazy because you're willing to challenge their beliefs and uplift them up out their ignorance. They don't have to believe in what you believe in, but their unwillingness to open their mind to it and still express prejudice through that is what makes them fucking stupid. All right, bring that war energy. This is Mars, god of war, and prepare for an ascension that will blow your goddamn mind. Godspeed.